95th.
Hey, Romeo, you can depart Bay Ridge 95th. Your next call back is Bay Ridge Avenue.
Copy for Bay Ridge Avenue.
This is a Manhattan-bound R train. The next stop is 77th Street.
Nineteen oh one Romeo, calling back at 36th Street, Brooklyn.
6th Street, 4th Avenue. That's a copy. Punch for 4th Avenue. Local, your next call back is Atlantic Pacific.
Copy, Atlantic.
1907 Nancy out of Coney Island Store, calling back at Kings Highway.
1907 Kings Highway. That is a copy. Your next call back is New Utrecht Avenue.
That's a turn for New Utrecht.
(1908) Romeo calling back at Bay Ridge Avenue.
Bay Ridge Avenue. That is a copy. Push for 4th Avenue. Local, your next call back 36th Street, 4th Avenue.
Copy for 36.
Nancy still Ditmar's radio check.
1914 Nancy, radio checks loud and clear.
That what?
Kings Highway 1902.
Tyler, that is a copy. Your next callback's Church Avenue.
Copy.
This is a 1914 Nancy, Stillwell, Denmark, custom line out of Stillwell.
Seeing Nancy out of Stillwell, you may depart. Your next callback's Kings Highway.
It's 10-4 Kings Highway.
Re on the radio check.
16 Romeo, your radio check's loud and clear.
Romeo, the dispatch requesting a lineup at a Bay Ridge 95th.
1916 Romeo, you can depart Bay Ridge 95th. Your next callback's Bay Ridge Avenue.
Copy that.
$1907 Nancy out of Coney Island store calling back New Utrecht 62nd.
And Nancy, New Utrecht, that is a copy. Your next callback's 8th Avenue.
Time for 8,000.
N 1908 Romeo calling back at 36th Street.
Hey, Romeo, 36th Street, 4th Avenue. That is a copy. Push for 4th Avenue local. Your next callback, Atlantic Pacific.
Copy for Atlantic.
Two oh one Romeo, Atlantic Pacific. That is a copy. Push for Lower Manhattan. Your next callback is Court Street.
Punch for Whitehall, calling back.
This
1921.
is 1914 Nancy Stillwell, Denmark, come back Kings Highway.
1914 Nancy, Kings Highway. That is a copy. Your next callback is New Utrecht.
1921. 1921 Nancy from Stillwells to Ditmars. Can I get a radio check?
1921 Nancy, your radio checks loud and clear.
Copy.
This 16 Romeo, Bay Ridge Avenue.
1916 Romeo, Bay Ridge Avenue. That is a copy. Push for 4th Avenue local. Your next callback is 36th Street.
Copy that.
At 1907 Nancy out of Coney Island still calling back at 8th Avenue. Punching in for 4th Avenue Express.
1907 Nancy, that's a copy for 8th Avenue. Your next callback is also 36th Street.
Time for 36th Street, Sunset Park.
1921 Nancy requesting lineup out of Stillwell Avenue.
21 Nancy, you can depart Stillwell. Your next callback is Kings Highway.
Copy, closing down.
$1922 Quincy, you ready to depart Stillwell?
Yes, I'm ready to depart.
That is a copy. You can depart. Your next callback is Brighton Beach.
Copy that.
1908 Romeo overshot 4th Avenue 9 by a panel.
08 Romeo, that is a copy. Proceed to, was it Union, max speed 15.
Copy.
Church Avenue, 1902.
2 Quincy at Church Avenue, that is a copy. Punch for Manhattan lineup. Your next callback's Atlantic Barclays.
Copy.
This is 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark calling back out of New York. 60 seconds.
That is a copy. Your next callback's 8th Avenue.
Still for 8th Avenue.
1901.
Be pushed for Whitehall. Switch over to Manhattan Tower. Further instructions. Thank you. Have a safe rest of your trip.
Alright,
1908 Romeo calling back at Union Street with doors open.
Romeo and Union, that is a copy. You can resume normal speed. Your next callback's your next stop, Atlantic Pacific.
Copy for Atlantic.
.36th Street for the 16 Romeo.
1907 Nancy is also at 36th Street.
There's a copy. Connection established between 1907 Nancy and the 1916 Romeo. Both trains can depart. 1907 Nancy, push for 4th Avenue Express. Your next callback to Atlantic. 1916 Romeo, push for local. Your next callback to Atlantic.
Copy.
Thank you for the connection, 16 Romeo.
Roger that.
1921 Nancy calling back at Kings Highway.
Highway for the 1921 Nancy. There's a copy. Your next callback, New Utrecht Avenue.
Copy for New Utrecht.
This is the 1908 Romeo calling back at Atlantic Pacific.
1908 Romeo Atlantic Pacific. That is a copy. Push for Lower Manhattan. Line up your next callback. It's Court Street.
Copy for Court.
This is 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark calling back at 8th Avenue Brooklyn. Punch for the 4th Avenue Express lineup.
19 Nancy 8th Avenue is a copy. Your next callback's 36th Street.
Stand for 36th Street.
16 Romeo to dispatch.
Go ahead, 16 Romeo.
Double checking. You said callback was 4th Avenue, correct?
16 Romeo, your callback's Atlantic.
Copy that.
Brian Beach.
1022 Quincy Brighton Beach says a copy. Push for the locally next callback to Kings Highway.
Copy that.
Atlantic Avenue, 1902.
Barclays has a copy. Push for the Quincy lineup. Let me know when you reach decal interlocking.
Copy for the interlocking.
At 1907 Nancy out of Cornell Store, calling back Atlantic Pacific, punching for the Nancy line.
07 Nancy Atlantic Pacific, that is a copy. Your next callback to decal interlocking.
10-4 for the interlock.
Just to double check, is my callback out of Sheepshead Bay or Kings Highway?
22 Quincy, your callback's Kings Highway.
Alright, copy.
Are the entrants stopping at DeKalb Avenue?
The end, no, they go straight through.
Okay, good, because I'm about to approach DeKalb.
This is a 1908 Romeo calling back at Court Street.
By Romeo at Court, that is a copy. Push for Whitehall lineup. Switch over to Manhattan Tower. Further instructions. Thank you. Have a safe rest of your trip.
That is a copy.
1921 now.
Hi, Kurt. 1908 calling back at Court.
Romeo Court Street, punch for Whitehall Street, calling back at Rector.
Copy for Rector.
The MJ has made an official contract. Just as
Good evening. I have the 1907 Nancy out of Cornell Store at the DeKalb interlocking. Is that a copy?
1907 Nancy at the Fairview. You may proceed over the bridge, coming back to Canal Street, low level. Thank you.
10-4 for Canal Street, low level.
1901 is at City Hall.
1901 Romeo City Hall, push for local, calling back at 8th Street, NYU. Yes. Hello. 1902 Quincy, you're at DeKalb?
1902, holding outside the DeKalb interlocking.
Okay, good, because you're gonna hold because the Nancy just took the lineup.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Andrew, that was a good race, bro.
Bro, I was looking at your screen. I was like, I know I don't want to cause collision, which I'm glad I didn't.
Bro,
I want that priority.
Yeah, I thought I was never gonna make it because R32 is like slow as shit. I apologize for the language. Anybody's in
Nah. You
actually.
good. Don't worry about it. Plus, I think it's better. You're Broadway local and Broadway Express. We make a connection.
Yeah, facts.
Can the other two depart the interlocking out at like the peak of the bridge, roughly, right?
O2, I will send you in a minute or two here, okay? I'm waiting for the Nancy to at least touch halfway the bridge, and then I'll send you behind him.
Alright, copy.
I'm about to touch the peak of the bridge in like 10 seconds.
Alright, 1908 Romeo calling back at Whitehall.
1908 Romeo, callback was Rector.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, by the way, MTA officially today has made an official contract for the R268. I shit you not.
Is that? What is a R268?
What the hell is an R268?
What the heck is an R268? What?
That's gonna be the shit we got in the future. It's gonna replace the 62As.
No, to 68, 68, 68, 68, please.
No, I'm pretty sure those are the higher T cars.
Retire the R68? Okay, I'm kidding.
I have no clue where they come up with these names for these trains nowadays.
What's next? The R33?
The R is for rolling stock. The number that's after the R is the contract number. Alex, you passed the peak of the bridge.
Alright, 1902 Quincy, proceed and advise me when you're passing the peak of the bridge.
That's copy.
Romeo calling back at Rector.
1908 Romeo, Rector Street. Next callback is Canal Street. Thank you.
Copy for Anal Street.
Calling back at B5. I mean A Street. 1901 Romeo calling back at A Street.
1901 Romeo 8th Street NYU. That's the third. You close down. Your next callback will be 23rd Street.
183.
Yes, 23.
1907 Nancy out of Cornell still calling back at Canal Street, punching for Broadway local.
07 Nancy, that is affirmative. You're going to take the local line up here. Proceed. Call me back at 14th Street Union Square. Thank you.
For 14th Union.
1902 Quincy Canal Street is clear. You may proceed into the station.
That's copy.
Oh, there it is.
Fancy Peak of the Bridge, 1902.
That broke.
This is 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark's going by the interlogging.
Alright, I'm here. Sorry, my phone's lagging a bit. Okay,
1914. Oh.
But
Call it the interlocking.
14 Nancy, decob and locking, proceed and advise me when you're on the peak of the bridge.
It's the time for peak of the bridge.
The Quincy 02 Quincy, I said you're good to go to Canal Street. Just call me when you get to Canal.
Copy.
Why is my phone lagging so hard?
For some reason, every time I move my mouse when I'm in the cab view, my game freezes.
My phone's... Every time I go on mute and I come back, it takes me a minute because my phone like takes a massive shit.
Wait, no. Every time I move my mouse in a game, the game lags. How does that even work?
First, new
16 Romeo is at court.
916 Romeo Court Street. Go ahead, punch for Whitehall Street. Line up, going back at Breakfast Street, please. Thank you.
This is the 1908 Romeo calling back at Canal Street.
1908 Romeo Canal Street, upper level. You're gonna push for local, and you're gonna call me back at 8th Street, NYU.
1901, 1901 Romeo, calling back at 23rd.
1901 Romeo 23rd Street. Proceed to your next stop, 34 Harold Square. Thank you.
Harold Square.
1916. If you didn't hear me, your callback will be at Rector Street.
This is 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark's approaching the peak of the bridge.
1914, that's proceed to Manhattan Portal, or short of the Manhattan Portal.
So time for it.
1902 Canal Street. 1902 Canal Street.
1902 Canal Street, Punchford Express, calling back at 34 in Harold. Thank you.
Copy.
This is the 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark's holding outside the portal. Dispatch.
1907 Nancy out of Cornell Stillwell calling back 14th Union.
I'm back, sorry. Give me a minute. Who's calling in? 07 Nancy, you're calling Union Square?
14th Union.
Union Square, close down, go to 34th Street.
Turn for 34th Road.
Calling back at 34.
01 Romeo 34, push for local, calling back at 49.
49.
This is the 1908 Romeo calling back at 8th Street, NYU.
NYU for 08 at 28th Street.
Copy.
This is a 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark's holding outside the portal.
14 Nancy, proceed to Canal Street. Canal Street's clear.
So time for it.
Then now I see Andrew bypassed me.
Is Mud stalking screen shares?
Good question. Are you updating logs for me?
16 Romeo Whitehall.
1916 Romeo Whitehall Street. That's for this callback will be City Hall, please.
10-4.
Is a 1914 Nancy still Denmark's combat Canal Street lower level? Under local.
14, that is the firm. Take the Broadway local line. I'm coming back at 8th Street, NYU.
How does it sound for?
1901 Romeo, calling back at 49. 1901 Romeo, calling back at 49.
1901 Romeo, 49th Street. And we're going to punch for A3 Express Track for the Quincy lineup. Proceed to Midtown 57 A3. Thank you.
1907 Nancy out of Coney Island Stowe, calling back 34 for punching for local.
1907 Nancy 34. 1907 Nancy at 34th Street as affirmative. We're going to proceed to local lineup coming back 49th Street. Thank you.
Hold on.
10-4-49.
Oh, never mind.
I deported.
Yeah, I just arrived. 34th Street, Herald Square, doors open.
This is the 1908 Romeo calling back at 28th Street.
1902, 34th.
1902 Quincy 34. Push for Express. Proceed to next and last stop Times Square.
Copy.
1908 Roman 28th Street. Close down. Go to Times Square.
Copy.
Well, we can still make a connection at Times Square, Andrew.
I think I arrive on the northbound track.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind, I don't think I do.
Why did it say I bypass 28? What?
16 Romeo City Hall.
16 Romeo City Hall. And as affirmed, proceed to your next stop Canal Street, upper level. Thank you.
I was told I'm approaching Times Square on the south.
It is a 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark's calling back at 8th Street NYU.
1901.
1914 Nancy at NYU. Hold on, give me a minute. 1914 Nancy at NYU. Close down. Go to 28th Street. Thank you.
10-4-28.
1901. 1901 Romeo, calling back at 57.
1901 Romeo Midtown 57A3 Express Track. As affirmed, you're gonna punch one more time for the Fox lineup for Queensbridge. Proceed on the Fox lineup, calling back at Rhode Island.
1902 Times Square, 42nd Street.
1902 Quincy at Times Square 42nd. Northbound or southbound express?
Northbound express track.
Northbound copy. Done. Here's and proceed to relay if you have one.
Hold on. I'm
That's
about
copy
to.
for 40. Well,
I think I'm about to approach 42nd.
alright.
Oh man.
1921 Nancy currently holding outside decal interlocking.
21 Nancy outside the interlocking. You can proceed to Canal Street. You're clear. Thank you.
Copy.
Well, hold on, Miguel. Connection is pointless because I'm terminating.
Oh, makes sense.
Alright. I'm gonna go to 49th Street relay.
16 Romeo Canal.
Romeo Canal Street has affirmative punch for the local. Proceed over to 14th Street, Union Square. Thank you.
Copy for Union.
1908 Romeo calling back at Fort Times Square.
Oh wait, Romeo Times Square. That's affirmative closed down. Proceed to 49th Street. Thank you.
Copy for 49.
1907 Nancy is at 49.
1907 Nancy, 49th Street. Punch for 60th Street. Line up. Proceed to Midtown 57. Thank you.
Time for next stop 57 seconds.
Oh wait, Romeo, please proceed with caution to 49th Street. Nancy's clear now.
Alright, copy.
Yeah, it's clear right now, Miguel.
Alright, copy. This is a 1908 Romeo calling back at 49th Street.
Oh wait, Romeo, 49th Street. Punch for the A3 Express lineup for the Quincy. Proceed to A3 Express track. Midtown 57 to 7. Thank you.
Copy from Midtown 57.
1907 Nancy out of Cornell is still coming back at Midtown 57-7.
7 Nancy on Midtown on the local. You want to hold for connection? You got the 08.
I wanna proceed.
Oh,
You want to proceed?
This is
Close down.
1914 Nancy. Oh, my fault.
Proceed to
Repeat the callback.
Lexington and 59. Thank you.
Time for Lexington 59.
This is 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark's calling back at 28th Street on local.
1914 Nancy, 28th Street as affirmed. Proceed to Times Square in 42nd. Thank you.
Stand by Times Square.
Quincy, 49th Street relay.
49th Street relay for the 02 Quincy that's affirmed. Change ends and let me know when you're ready to get back south.
That's copy.
Nineteen oh eight Romeo calling back at Midtown 57 on the Express.
1908 Romeo, Midtown 57th Street, A3 Express track that's affirmed. We're going to punch your lineup for the Fox lineup for Queensbridge. Proceed on the Fox lineup coming back at Lexington for 3rd. Copy?
1901 Romeo, calling back at Roosevelt Island.
Roosevelt Island for the 1901 Romeo that's affirmed. Going to stop and stay, switch over to Queens Tower for instructions. Thank you and have a good evening.
Alright, you too.
16 Romeo, Union Square.
1916 Romeo, Union Square. You're going to close down, proceed to 34 and Harold. Thank you.
Copy.
Alright. Calling back at, I've just arrived at the D-Cup interlock and entering the bridge.
22 Quincy, you should be clear for the bridge. Call me back at Canal Street. Thank you.
Copy.
Troy, we give him a new time for Andrew when he goes back south, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to give him time or you want me to do it?
This is 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark's calling back at Times Square 42nd Street on the local.
1914 NCA Times Square on the local. That's affirmed. Proceed to your next stop, 49th Street. Thank you.
That's the time for it.
1908 Romeo calling back at Lexington 63rd.
1908 Romeo, Lex 63rd. Close time proceeds to Roosevelt Island. Thank you.
Copy Roosevelt Island.
Alright, I'm next. Can I proceed out of the relay to Times Square?
Yes, you can proceed to Times Square. Calling back at the station. Southbound. Thank you.
1907 Nancy out of Cornell still calling back Lexington 59. Put you for the Nancy line.
1907 Nancy, Lex 59. This is for the punch for Queen Nancy line up, Queensbound line. Excuse me. Nancy Queensbound line. I'm calling back Queensboro Plaza. Thank you.
Do I have to switch to Queenstown?
Yeah, I apologize. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is
Queenstown.
10-4.
this is the 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark's calling back at 49th Street.
49th Street for the 1914 Nancy. We're gonna push for A1 track lineup for the Nancy coming back at Lex 59. Thank you.
I was at 7-4 for Lex 59. Yo,
Canal
just
Street.
started pouring.
Canal Street for the 1921 Nancy.
21 Nancy, Canal Street punch for the local lineup. Take a local lineup coming back at 14th Street, Union Square.
Copy for the local at 14th.
16 Romeo.
Ready to go to Times Square. I'm about to just throw my check-in in the check-in chat.
Give me a minute. Once you have your time signed, I'll send you, okay?
I have my time signed. 1955.
Alright, hold on, give me a minute. 1916 Romeo, go ahead.
Before I was cut off, I was calling in at Herald Square.
Harold Square for 1916 Romeo has a push for the local, coming back 49th Street, thank you.
1908 calling back at Roosevelt Island.
1908 Romeo, Roosevelt Island, you're gonna stop and stay, switch over to Queenside for instructions, thank you, you're gonna have a good evening.
1908 Romeo calling back at Roosevelt Island.
Roosevelt Island, copy. Give me a call back at 21st Street, Queensbridge.
Copy for 21st Street, Queens. This is 1908 calling back at 21st Street, Queensbridge.
21st Street, Queensbridge is copied. 1901, location check.
1907 Nancy out of Cornell still calling back at Queensboro Plaza. Put you for Astoria.
Queensboro Plaza is copied. Give me a call back at Astoria Boulevard.
Route to Steinway Street.
Well, what was the callback?
Astoria Boulevard.
Time for Astoria Boulevard.
Alright, copy for Steinway. 1908, you can proceed to Steinway.
Copy.
Please be advised you'll be bypassing 36th Street.
Wait, what?
All northbound trains
It's
running
2010.
on the local
not 20,
bypass
no,
36.
it's not present time. This is 2010.
Oh yeah, never mind. I'm a little bit slow. It's okay.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, bro, thought we was in present time.
Yo, I forgot it was just 2010.
the hell? What the hell's in?
Okay, 1928. Just call back a stand.
I was about to say it's until Mama West 36.
This is a 1914 Nancy Stillwell Ditmars calling back at Lexington Avenue 59th Street punch for the store.
Lexington 59th Street for the 1914. It's copy me. Give me a call back at Queensboro Plaza for your next stop.
That's a 10-4 Queensboro Plaza.
This is in 1908. Romeo calling back at Steinway.
Steinway, that's a copy. Give me a call back at Northern Boulevard.
Copy for Northern Boulevard.
It's 1914 Nancy Stillwell Ditmars calling back at Queensboro Plaza puncher for the something. What's it called? Again, a story lineup.
You're already on the story of it, okay.
Are you slow? I could punch for
Let
flushing.
me finish my sentence. Call back at Broadway.
It's a temple for Broadway Lafayette Street. Now, but on a serious note, I could punch for Flushing here. That's why I said punch for Astoria. I like how this route makes me eat every single signal I can find. Yes. You shut up.
No, I'm being serious.
Shut up.
I'm being serious. No talking.
Why?
We're calling back.
Nobody's calling back.
No talking unless you're calling back. Thank you.
16 Romeo to Queenstown.
Yep.
Roosevelt Island, waiting for instructions.
Roosevelt Island, let's copy, mate. Go back to your next stop, 21st Street, Queensbridge.
10-4.
$19.05 $19.01 Romeo calling back at Roosevelt. Roosevelt.
Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue to copy. May give me a call back at. I'll look your last stop 4 stills.
10-4.
1907 Nancy out of Cornelius Store, calling back to Story Boulevard.
Story Boulevard to copy. May give me a call back at your next and last stop, Story Mars Boulevard.
Next and last stop, Story Mars.
This is the 1908 calling back at Northern Boulevard.
Northern Boulevard to copy. May give me a call back here at Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue.
Copy for Jackson Heights, Roosevelt.
$16 Romeo, Queensbridge. Is that a copy, dispatch?
Oh,
Windows.
give me a call back at Steinway.
Copy for Steinway.
I didn't know it was my bro.
It is the 1914-18 Stillwell Ditmars calling back at Broadway.
Broadway to copy. Give me a call back at Astoria Boulevard.
It's time for Astoria Boulevard.
$1907 Nancy out of Cornelius Store has terminated Astoria Mars Boulevard.
Astoria Denmark, it's copy. May terminate your trade. Your service. Have a good.
Time for thank you.
This is a 1908 Romeo calling back at Jackson Heights.
Jackson Heights, it's a copy. May give me a call back at Grand Avenue, Newtown.
Copy for Grand Avenue, Newtown.
$16 Romeo, Steinway.
Steinway, copy. Man, give me a call back at. Give me a call back at Northern Boulevard.
You said Northern Boulevard?
Yes.
10-4.
It's a 1914 Nancy Stillwell Denmark calling back at Story Boulevard.
Story Boulevard to copy, make proceed to your next and last stop, Story Denmark Boulevard.
I'm for Denmark Boulevard.
Northern Boulevard, 16 Romeo.
Northern Boulevard to copy, man. Give me a call back at Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue.
10-4 for Roosevelt.
Romeo calling back Grand Avenue, Newtown.
Grand Avenue, Newtown to copy. Give me a call back at 63rd Drive.
Copy for Rego Park.
This is the 1914 Nancy Stillwell Ditmars. Turn to my last stop, Ditmars Boulevard, track 2.
Story Denmark to copy, man. Terminate your train. Service, that'd be good. Hey,
Have I go on back on?
Sixteen Romeo, Jackson Heights.
Jackson Heights is a copy, man. Give me a call back at Grand Avenue, Newtown.
Copy for Grand Avenue.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this once more. 1901, location check. Location check.
1921 Nancy, currently.
Car 67 Avenue.
Say again?
1921 Nancy, currently holding
No,
up.
one at a time. 1901, what were you saying?
Currently departing 67 Avenue.
Oh, okay. 1921 Nancy, Lexington Avenue 59, copy. Then you go back to your next stop, Queensboro Plaza.
Copy for Queensboro Plaza.
He has a Romeo right behind him, but okay.
Huh?
Never mind. 1908 Columbia at 63rd Drive.
This is your drive. Copy. Hold momentarily.
Damn.
1901, calling back at 71st Street, Continental.
Forest Hills, 71st Avenue, and that's a copy. Do you have a layup?
No, the switch one will take over.
Alright then. Terminating your service, have a good morning.
Right, you too.
16 Romeo, Grand Avenue.
Alright. Okay, let's stand by. 1908, you can proceed to Forest Hills.
Copy.
And the 1916, you can proceed to 63rd Drive, Regal Park.
Copy for Regal Park.
Queensboro Plaza for the 21 Nancy.
Queensboro Plaza, copy me, give me a call back at Astoria Boulevard.
Copy for Astoria Boulevard.
Regal Park, 16 Romeo.
You call him?
16 Romeo, Regal Park.
16 Romeo, Regal Park, it's a copy. You can proceed to your next stop, 67th Avenue.
Copy that.
This is a 1908 Romeo calling back at 71st Street, Continental.
Virtually Continental to copy, do you have a layup?
Yes.
Okay, you can proceed to layup.
Copy.
67th Avenue, 16 Romeo.
7th Avenue to copy, me call back to your next last stop, or still 71st Avenue.
Copy for Forest Hills.
1908 Romeo terminating that relay.
Yeah, that's a copy. I got any straight. Thank you for your service. Have a good